Hello there, people of the internet. So I am out here on the gun range, and I'm out here with a extremely heavily sporterized Carl Gustaf rifle chambered in 6.5 by 55. Now I've been wanting a 6.5 rifle that I could actually get ammunition for and fire. So 6.5 Jap, out of the question. 6.5 Carcano, I can find it, but even then it's hard to find, and whenever you do find it, it's expensive. I've been looking for a 6.5 by 55 for quite some time. They just so happen to have this rifle down at the gun store, and it was sporterized, and the guy offered me a really good deal on it, and I was like, you know what, I'll take it. And then I got a bunch of ammo to go along with it, and I actually walked out of there with a really nice deal. Now the scope is not great. The scope is actually broken, and it's kind of held together with JB Weld right now. I do plan on, putting on another scope, but right now this one right here is the only one that I have that's not on, another rifle. I don't want to unzero a scope for another rifle to put onto this one, so I have my crappy, very not good scope held together with JB Weld. I don't know if the JB Weld's going to hold. Typically JB Weld does not hold very well with firearms, and that is from my own experience. So this right here, Carl Gustaf. I don't know much about the history behind these Carl Gustaf rifles. I'm thinking that this was a model 1896, but I'm not positive about that. It's just been so sporterized that there's just not much that I can tell about this particular rifle. I know it's a Carl Gustaf. I know it's 6.5 by 55 because I've fired ammunition out of it. The stock looks like it is ground up colored pencils that have been turned into a plywood stock. That's literally what this looks like. Obviously it's a thumb hole stock. It's actually a very nice, comfortable little rifle to use, other than the bolt. This bolt handle is absolutely god-awful, and it is extremely uncomfortable. I would have much preferred the, much larger surface area, rounded bolt handle that would come with one of these, but they got rid of that, and it's just this straight bolt handle now with some checkering on it, and it is incredibly uncomfortable because this is a cock on close action, so you're fighting spring tension whenever you're trying to close this, and my hand just it digs into the very end of this bolt right here. This is not the most comfortable of rifles. Now I have fired this already, and I'm going to compare the 6.5 by 55 to the 6.5 Jap. We're firing surplus ammunition today at our steel target, which is downrange. I'm going to see, how zeroed in this rifle is and how zeroed in this scope is. It should be pretty damn close. But I'm going to compare it to 6.5 Jap, or actually I'll compare it to 6.5 Creedmoor, since 6.5 Creedmoor is a really popular round that everybody seems to know about. Ballistically speaking, they are incredibly similar rounds. They both fire the same projectile of 0.264 inches, so very similar rounds, very similar projectiles. Of course, since they're so popular, projectiles, will vary based off of whatever loading it is that you're doing. Generally speaking, the 6.5 Creedmoor is going to travel about 75 to potentially 100 feet per second faster than the 6.5 by 55, assuming that you're using the same projectiles with the loadings that are necessary for that projectile. Now I did already take this rifle out, and I ran a couple of rounds through it, and I function tested it, and I made sure that I was slightly zeroed in on target, and I'm sure that I'll hit the steel from this distance, but I'm not sure how zeroed it actually is. So here's what's gonna happen. I don't have camera B or anything like that out here. I'm just out here messing with this rifle, and I figured I'd go ahead and record it. I'm going to go ahead and just aim center mass on that steel, and we're going to send a round downrange and see if we hit it. I do not like the trigger on this rifle. Anyone who's ever messed with a Mauser rifle knows that they have basically two-stage triggers. It's really good for accuracy. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. It's really good for accuracy, but this right here is just a single-stage trigger, and you just pull it back non-stop until the rifle eventually goes bang. And it's a heavy trigger, and I'm thinking that somebody messed with the springs in this thing at one point or another. I mean, it's been heavily sporterized. I don't think that this is a stock trigger in this thing, because this is definitely not a Mauser trigger. And this surplus ammo is kind of like a little on the old side, obviously, and it's not the smoothest operation, but I'm still pleased with this rifle at the price point that I got it at, especially if I can actually make hits on target. So let me find my still silhouette and put a round downrange. Okay, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit high, but I also catch myself waving a little bit. So it seems that we managed to hit where we were aiming. This stuff is Burdan primed and not reloadable, so I don't know why I'm saving it, but I am saving it because why the hell not? Is my JB Weld still holding? JB Weld is still holding. That's an excellent sign. Let's cram this in there now and send another round downrange and see where we hit our target at. Yeah, that was a little high and a little right, but I'm willing to bet that was just me. And that one, I can't tell. I think it was just slightly below that one. So I think it's safe to say that this thing is hitting basically where it is that I'm aiming. I can't tell where that last one went though. I'm gonna wander down there. Actually, I'll take you guys with me. We'll wander down there and see where we hit. I can't see where that second one hit. I think it hit close to where the first one hit though. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's our target. Looks like my windage needs to come to the left just a little bit because I'm hitting consistently right. I'm aiming right here. First one, yeah, I probably pulled that one a little high. Second one, that seems to be pretty damn good, but we're hitting roughly the same windage, so I'm going to adjust just a little bit to the left, and we're gonna see if we can tighten up that grip a little bit. Okay, I made some adjustments. Let's go ahead and send another round downrange and see where we hit. Is my thing holding up? Aha, the JB Weld is working so far, guys. That is awesome, awesome news. So before it would like, my scope would fail with every shot fired, but now I've got at least 2 shots before I have to add more JB Weld. All right, dude, that is perfect. Yeah, all right, we got this rifle in right where it needs to be, and the JB Weld is holding. So right off the bat, I fired 6.5 Carcano. I fired 6.5 Jap, never fired 6.5 Creedmoor, at least I don't think I have. Maybe I have. If I have, it was not very much. But I fired plenty of 6.5 Jap and 6.5 Carcano in my time since I am a military surplus collector. And I can vouch that the 6.5 Swede has way more recoil than my Carcano and my Jap, which makes sense. I mean, you're talking, what was it, a 140 grain bullet traveling at 2,600 feet per second or something like that. Whereas, you know, 6.5 Carcano and 6.5 Jap are traveling at lower velocities, and they tend to be lighter bullets. Of course, with just modern loadings and things like that, you can load them to basically whatever it is that you want. And if you're talking about the old school round nose projectiles, then you're just talking, you know, heavier bullets than that. But, you know, loadings don't really, like the loadings, just they're so customizable nowadays, they don't actually matter. But this surplus ammunition that I'm firing here is definitely more potent than the surplus ammunition that I fire from Carcanos and from my 6.5 Jap. So I'm gonna state that right now. All right, I want to wander down there and give that an actual look, because I mean, I saw it through my scope, but I can't really see all that well even through a scope. So we're gonna wander down there and give it a look. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, hell yeah, that is right where I wanted it to be. So, yeah, that first shot, I mean, things happen, especially with the first round. I guess I pulled that up a little bit. I saw the windage was pretty much identical, so I actually adjusted left. This is a 1/4 adjustment, or 1/4 inch adjustment at 100 yards. This is what we are at. So I went ahead and I did 5 clicks, and that brought us pretty damn close to zeroed. And I mean, that's as center of a shot as I could ever pull off. All right, let's go ahead and send some more rounds down here and see what happens. Maybe I'll try and put a round up here on this corner, because why the hell not? Or maybe I don't know, I'll go down there and see how I feel. All right, I have a grand total of 10 rounds of ammo. I fired 3, so I have 5, 6, 7 left. I'm gonna send another 2 rounds downrange. I think I'm gonna save that remaining 5 rounds of ammunition for showing this rifle off to friends and anyone else that I feel like showing it off to, and just to have some plinking ammo on standby. I have some Cellar and Bellet soft points and 6.5 by 55, but I want to save that for hunting. This would make a fantastic little hunting rifle. I normally don't like bringing military surplus rifles out for hunting purposes, because I don't like dinging them up or bashing them up or scratching them up, or, you know, getting them all rusted out, and I just don't like doing that to rifles in their original configuration. But this rifle is very much not in its original configuration, so I would not feel bad about going hunting with this rifle, especially because it seems to be quite accurate. All right, let's send another round downrange. Well, that little peg of target that I was going to shoot is not visible from where I'm currently at, so instead of shooting that, I might just go center target again. All right. Damn, that was a good shot. That was right over top of the one that I just fired last time. Nelly, the surplus ammo is stickier than modern ammo. Just the cases have a little bit of corrosion and whatnot on them. I mean, they're still usable. They just take a little bit of effort to cycle through this bolt here. And this bolt is not the best. So, let me just check, make sure my JB Weld is holding. It is holding, guys. Man, I hope that holds for, like, you know, an indefinite amount of time. That would be great. Let me send another round. All right, goddamn. There's just like a pile of rounds down there, all in the same spot. This is an accurate rifle, dude. I'm not used to being able to pile up rounds on a target like that, but this stock right here is a free-floating stock. I can see that the barrel is actually not in contact with the stock at all. Like, as far as sporterizations go, this one is actually really well done. Normally, whenever it comes to sporterizations, they're just not the best. But this one is, like, really well done. Yeah, I mean, I can't use stripper clips or anything on this rifle, but, well, I took the scope mount off, but there's no iron sights on this thing, so I need some sort of optic. So my JB Weld is holding. I might just leave this scope on here because we're making hits on target and this thing's not falling apart. So let's see how long that JB Weld holds before I make that decision, though. The trigger in this thing. I hate the trigger in this thing. The trigger in this thing is not great. I really don't like it. I was looking forward to like a crisp Mauser action trigger whenever I bought this thing, but unfortunately I do not get that. I get like a Mosin Nagant's trigger. That's what it feels like. It feels like a Mosin trigger. But at least I got a scope on it. At least I can see downrange, and at least I'm making very accurate hits on target. Let's go down there and check that out. All right, here is our target. So we had our 2 rounds original. One of them I did pull a little bit right. I know, I saw that. And then 2 rounds, man, they smacked really. Like, this is a very accurate rifle. Even with my accuracy, that is mighty impressive. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's like the size of a fist. That's a fist-sized target right there at 100 yards. Man, that is not bad at all by my standards. If that trigger was better, my God, I could get that really tight grouping. Man, these, you know what? Let's go back and talk more about it before I go on just staring at this target. Okay, yeah. Here we go. We get to walk all the way back this way. I need to hydrate. That's what I need. No, I need coffee. No, I need whiskey. Yeah, I need whiskey. That's what I need. All right, now I was told that these rifles were accurate, but wow, I didn't know that I would be that accurate with them. My goodness gracious. 6.5 by 55. It does not kick nearly as hard as some other rounds. It kicks harder than the 6.5 Jap. It kicks harder than the 6.5 Carcano, but it doesn't kick as hard as like a 308. If you have just a standard military ball 308 round, the 7.62 NATO round, it does not kick as hard as one of those. So it does have a little bit more oomph behind it, but compared to other 6.5 rounds that I'm used to, but it does not have as much oomph as a full power 7.62 NATO round. So that probably attributes to its accuracy, because I'm able to like really press that thing into my shoulder and get like a really firm grip on it without worrying about it bashing my shoulder bones out of alignment, which some of my other rifles do. I've been trying to avoid you know, firing the really powerful ones that I have that bash my shoulders really badly until I put some more meat on my bones. Anyone who is new to the channel knows that I had, well, anyone who is not new to the channel and has been around for a little while knows that last year I had a stroke and I lost like a lot of weight, and my shoulders, like the bones are just right freaking there, and there's no padding or cushioning whatsoever for these really powerful rifles. So I try to not shoot those all that much. And this one right here, since it's sporterized and it has the big rubber butt pad on it, and the 6.5x55 is actually not that unpleasant of a round to fire. This is one that I can actually handle. I have decided that I'm going to name this rifle the Crayon rifle, just because it looks like freaking colored pencils that have been turned into a freaking wood stock. That is exactly what I'm gonna call this thing. Maybe one day, thank you Kevin, thanks buddy. Maybe one day whenever I get the opportunity and I get, you know, big enough, or whenever I get the means to do so, I might make a rifle stock out of actual colored pencils. I feel like that would be really, really cool. But this right here is, I mean, it really does, Jesus Christ, it looks like you took some colored pencils, you ground them up, you made plywood out of it, and then you carved a rifle stock out of it. That is exactly what this looks like. It's a beautiful stock, don't get me wrong. And it's a beautiful sporterization altogether. And it's seated so well, there's absolutely zero movement. I mean, normally with like sporterized stocks, whenever they're not done well, you can like really tell that they're not done well. But this one is just done exceptionally well. Whoever put together this sporterization did a really good job with it. A lot of times whenever you see people trying to tap and drill holes in the receiver for a scope mount or something like that, they won't quite be lined up, and you can definitely tell that it was just Bubba in his garage with a drill press or something, and he didn't quite manage to line them up properly. So anytime you throw a rail or anything on it, you gotta like adjust the holes on your rail with a drill of your own to get it to line up and seat properly. It's just a bad time altogether. But this one right here was just, it was incredibly well done. Whoever made this sporterization, really, really good job at it. I would have definitely much rathered a, you know, Carl Gustaf in its original configuration, but at the price that I got this at, I'm not complaining at all. The one complaint I do have is this bolt handle right here. This is a very uncomfortable bolt handle to fight against spring tension. It's just not a good time. But the accuracy of the rifle and the comfort of shooting it absolutely makes up for the uncomfortable nature of that bolt handle. All right, well folks, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Description down below has a link to all sorts of stuff. Anyone who wants to teach me any kind of history or any kind of anything on these rifles, or anyone who could tell me any more about what I have right there. I don't want to go in depth on what I think I might have, because I have no idea. It's just way too goddamn sporterized. I don't want to take the rail off because I don't want to throw the zero off of this rifle, but I will go ahead and show off the markings on the sides of this rifle, and we will see if anybody out there can have any kind of insight on what this thing might potentially be. It's a Carl Gustaf. I think it's a 96 model, but I could be wrong. I don't think it's a 94 because the barrel is too long, but it's just so hard to tell. The barrel has been cut and the sights are gone and the stock is gone, and I mean, at this point I just have a receiver and a barrel that I can gather information off of. So maybe somebody out there who is an expert with these rifles can tell me more about it, and whenever I learn more about it, I'll probably make another video on it just about the history of these rifles. Okay, that being said, it's really hot out here. It's like 90 something degrees right now here in the state of Florida, so I'm going to go hydrate and then dehydrate with some whiskey and probably relax for a while. You guys go off, have yourself a fantastic day. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about the old Crayon rifle right here, and I'll see y'all next time I see y'all. You guys go off, have a fantastic day.
Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garen. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.